Well, good evening. Welcome to the DBS Sports. I am Kenson Casimir. We begin tonight with cricket. Barbados' very own Kimani Melius hit another half-century as West Indies continued their 2018 World Cup campaign. The regional team was in their final group contest against Kenya. In typical aggressive fashion, Kimani hit 11 fours and 1 6, opening the batting for West Indies. Melius got to his total after facing just 45 deliveries. Alec Athena's top scored with 160 not out as West Indies put up the first innings total of 318 for 7. In response, Kenya was bowled out for 96 as West Indies went on to win by 222 runs. Out of favour, West Indies T20 batsman Johnson Charles and female West Indies player Kiana Joseph walked away with the St. Lucia National Cricket Association Senior Male and the Female Cricketer of the Year awards. The junior titles went to West Indies youth batsman Kimani Melius, West Indies female player Kiana Joseph. President of the St. Lucia Cricket Association Julian Charles did the opening remarks.
We continue to have many challenges, not least of all adequate playing facilities. But we are hopeful that over the coming years that this will be addressed. And if they're not addressed, we will be at the forefront trying our best to ensure that they're addressed, because our young people need the facilities for them to harness their talents and go on to the higher level. We have an extremely rich pool of young players at the moment. I've never seen so many good players in St. Lucia or anywhere else in the Windward Islands, or even in the West Indies, since I've been involved in cricket. And it's not just saying that for saying sake. We actually have about 6 of them make the West Indies side. And you do not make the West Indies side. I know at times we don't perform, the West Indies side is struggling, especially the senior side. But we all know part of the reason why it's not necessarily talent, is a lot has to do with the emergence of the T20 leagues and availability of players. But this present crop of players we have under the coaches that we have right now, let there be no doubt that they are very highly talented, and if they continue the work that they're doing with better facilities and with support, they definitely will go all the way.
Well, 6 cricketers were recognized for their outstanding achievements in 2017. Lee Solomon, Gavin Seri, Kimani Melius and Kiana Joseph for their selection to the West Indies team. Akimo Geese for his 2 centuries at the Windward Islands Under-15 tournament. Tyreek Gabriel for his century at the Senior Windward Islands tournament. The gathering was addressed by former Permanent Secretary in the Department of Youth Development and Sport and former CEO of West Indies Cricket. That's Dr. Ernest Hilaire.
The parents are probably the most important partner in all of this. Probably the most important. It used to hurt me when I was PS Youth and Sports that you would go to swimming and you would see 60, 70 cars parked outside the aquatic center almost every day, every competition. And we go to a school's finals at VG Plainfield and you see about 2 parents come and support the kids. Netball finals, no parents. Volleyball finals, no parents. And you used to really wonder. But of course, I don't have to go through the explanation. You know why such happens. But it also really pleased me. 2 or 3 years ago, I went to one of the academies, had a award ceremony. I think it was John Eugene's academy. And I saw so many parents came out to support their youngsters. So many. And for me, for our young athletes to succeed, they need the parental support to make it happen.
Well, at the ceremony, Mr. Patrick Felix was installed as the association's 2nd honorary member. The association is currently preparing for its biennial general meeting scheduled for this coming Saturday, with the elections of officers being the main thing on the agenda. Well, you got to be in it to win it. The quarterfinal of the Caribbean Alliance of Veterans of Football Tournament got underway last weekend in front of an absolutely packed crowd at the Philip Marset grounds. On Saturday night, the Surgeon, as tight as Titi Elva, picked apart Vieux Fort South as the Central Vieux Fort went on to record an impressive 4-2 victory. Jefferson Jones registered a brace, while Andija Baptiste was the other goal scorers for Central Vieux Fort. We spoke to coach of Central Vieux Fort as Emmanuel Bellas.
Well, I mean, there is still one more step before we get to the finals. That means we've got to get through the semi-finals. But I think that match had a lot of hype because Central Vieux Fort has been around for 3 years. Beaufort South has been around, and in these 3 years, these teams have never met. So there is some serious rivalry, albeit friendly rivalry, between these two guys, because they know each other. They have played along with each other as young players. Some of them have switched from one team to the other, so there was a lot bearing on that match. We now have to prepare for the semi-finals, get through the semi-finals, and then onto the finals, because we lost the semi-finals the first year we entered. Last year we lost the finals, so we are hoping this year that we can take it one step further, and the only place we can do now is to attempt to win the finals. I think generally what veterans football has done, it has brought a lot more people back into football, and it's not just for the purpose of playing football. The fact that you're physically active, it works on on your health problems, and having 16, 20, even 22 teams in a tournament, I think that is good for the overall health and development of our people on the island.
Well, Boss Bellas trying to complete a treble. Jason Poyet and Ernie Norton was the goal scorers for Beaufort South. In another quarterfinal, Mabia Valley took on the undefeated Ansari for a chance to play in the Final Four of the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup. Midway through the first half, Valencius Joseph found the back of the net to put Valley Legends on top. Ansari would fight back to square this game as Mervyn St. Croix found the back of the net just before the first half whistle. The second half presented some more exciting football as Ansari went on top early. However, Lethan Sandiford equalized from a brilliant corner. After regulation time, the game ended 2-2. In the ensuing penalty shootout, Mabia proved more clinical as they won 4-3. The third quarterfinal in the Caribbean Alliance Gold Cup Veterans Tournament got underway on Sunday. In this encounter, former champions Soufrière took on last year's third-place finishers, Micoud Veterans. Micoud took the lead in the first half as Conrad Evans found the back of the net. Soufrière would storm back in the second half thanks to a brilliant move from Jerome Barboy Serville. Serville would have a great assist as Augustin Lucien had a brilliant finish. After 90 minutes of football and extra time, the teams were locked at 1-1. In the ensuing penalty shootout, Soufrière went on to win 3-2. Soufrière will take on Central Beaufort on Sunday in the semi-final of the Gold Cup. In the last quarter-final, the undefeated Gros Islet Veterans came up against a very good All Blacks team from Dennery. In the first half of this encounter, Gros Islet Veterans took the lead as Sherman Sylvester found the back of the net. Well, Sylvester, known for excellent positioning and mental play, literally used his head to secure this victory. We spoke to Gros Islet's goal scorer.
Yes, like them for the tummy, that did very well. It was a hard fought game, but we put whatever the stick, whatever we did in training by our wonderful coach, we did it in practice, and we won the game.
Alright, so you got a goal tonight. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, from before the game, I told Ian, just close the goal. I will score.
Well, Gros Islet will now play Valley Legends for the right to be in this year's final. Well, the DJ Dunga Marcusson knockout competition got underway on Saturday, January 20th, with two matches at the Larissus playing field. In the first encounter played at 6 p.m., Uprising United FC from Micoud went down to DCYO 1-0. Following a goalless first half, skipper Angus Williams secured his team's victory with a long-range shot in the 72nd minute. The return leg of this fixture is scheduled for Sunday, 20th January 2018. In the second encounter, young strikers out of Monrepo came up against Rovers United of the Mabia Valley. Rovers United broke the deadlock with a strike by Kenil Polius in the 16th minute as the half ended 1-0. Polius sealed the issue in the second half, completing a beaver trick, that's 4 goals, to give his team a comfortable 4-0 victory. While the return leg is scheduled for Sunday, 20th January 2018. Meanwhile, matches continue on Saturday, 27th January with a doubleheader. In the first leg at 6 p.m., Monarch Sports Club from the Mabia Valley, they will come up against El Niños FC from Deriso. That's a good game. While at 8 p.m., Peter Travel Young Stars, as the defending champions from Dennery, they will come up against Olia United from the Mabia Valley. Another good game. Well, we take a break, but when we get back, St. Lucia student athlete, that's Torai Augustine, continues to shatter records. We'll be right back. Welcome back. St. Lucian student athlete Torai Augustine continues to shatter the record books. Over the weekend, he competed at the NYC Gotham Cup, where he represented Holy Family University in the 800 meters. Torres' time of 1 minute 54.27 seconds established a new school record, beating the old mark of 1 minute 57.50 seconds set last season. Meanwhile, another St. Lucian athlete was in the spotlight as Kevin Norfield from Warburton University captured the triple jump event at the Central Missouri Invitational over the weekend. His winning jump of 14.24 meters attained with his fifth jump, earned him 10 points for his team. Now Norville will again be in action this coming weekend. VSADC has elected a new executive to manage their affairs. The election, which was held, resulted in the following persons elected to serve. They are President Timothy Green, the Vice President Craig Anthony, the Secretary Denise Vitalis, Assistant Secretary Greg Mathre, Treasurer Amantha James, the Assistant Treasurer is Mateo Reynolds, the PRO Christopher Lamentine. The four representatives are Angeline Sommer and Jamil Joseph. The meeting was held at the Camel Henry Memorial School on Saturday, 20th January 2018. In pool, Q Sports St. Lucia Inc. is hosting its second annual Independence 8-Ball Championship, breaking off on a Friday, 26 January 2018 at Club Whispers in Soufrière at 7 p.m. and continues on Saturday, 27 January at Charlie's Bar in Vieux-Fort, Friday, 2nd February at Bish Restaurant and Bar in Cabbage Babono, Saturday, 3rd February at People's Pub in Vieux-Fort, Friday, 9th February at BH Bar in Dennery, Saturday, 10th of February at Skip's Pub in Castries. On Friday, 16th February, Riverbank Sport Bar in Mico. Saturday, 17th February at Rainbow 2000 in Granivec Rosalie. Well, the finals will be held on Saturday, 24th February at Vidbutel Cultural Club in Leclerc from 5 p.m. The first prize, $1,500 and a trophy. Second prize, $1,100 and a trophy. Third place, a cool $700 and a trophy. Registration, only $30. But in basketball, on December 17, 2017, the St. Lucia Basketball Federation hosted its National Youth 3x3 qualifiers. Unfortunately, games came to a stop due to torrential rainfalls, and as such, the qualifiers concluded yesterday, as January 21st, 2018, with only 5 games to determine the male winners. While having completed the national qualifiers, the SLBF now has a male and a female contingent to represent St. Lucia. International Lesser Antilles 3x3 tournament for girls and boys is currently in search of a venue due to damages during the hurricane season. When a venue is finalized, the females to represent St. Lucia will be Jemiah Everest, Cleosia Baptiste, and Faith Chitoli of Perfect Storm. The males to represent St. Lucia will be Jean-Pierre Frederick, Garrick George, Kivani Emil, and Keon Ale. Finally, it is with a very heavy heart that DBS Sports, St. Lucia Sports Online, and the Free Kick Foundation would like to extend sincere condolences to the friends and the family of Bradley Serial. Bradley was a participant in the Free Kick Foundation College Player Showcase just held last weekend. Bradley was also a talented sprinter and a member of Monsters who just recently attended training. A graduate of the Cashridge Comprehensive Secondary School, he was a thoughtful and caring young man. Monsters would also like to wish his friends and family every comfort in this period of distress. Bradley passed away on the weekend in a tragic vehicular accident. Wow. As sport, DBS News continues after the break.